What if you were about to marry the person you loved, and on your wedding day you received a letter from the one person you had lost years ago? Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Samiha Storyland. Today I am going to tell you an emotional love story about a young man who thought he had finally found happiness until a mysterious letter arrived on the morning of his wedding. Stay with me until the very end, because the truth inside that letter will change everything. Now let's begin. My name is Daniel, and this is the story of the most confusing day of my life. The day I was supposed to get married, and the day I received a letter from the woman I thought I would never see again. Her name was Lily. Lily and I met when we were 20 years old. She worked in a small bookstore near my university. The first time I saw her, she was sitting behind the counter, reading a book. I walked inside and asked, "Excuse me, do you have any books about photography?" She looked up and smiled. "We have a whole section for that. Could you show me?" She closed her book. Of course. She walked toward the shelves. I followed her, but I wasn't really looking at the books. I was looking at her. She suddenly turned around. "Why are you staring at me?" I became embarrassed. "I'm not," she laughed. "You are." That was the first time Lily made me nervous. And somehow, it was also the beginning of everything. After that day, I started visiting the bookstore more often. Sometimes I bought books, sometimes I didn't. Lily quickly realized what I was doing. One afternoon, she looked at me and said, "You know, you don't have to buy a new book every day just to talk to me." I smiled. "What if I want to?" She shook her head. "Then you are going to become very poor." We both laughed. Slowly, our relationship became something more. We started walking home together. We talked for hours. We shared our dreams. Lily wanted to open her own little bookstore someday. I wanted to become a professional photographer. One evening, while sitting beside a river, I asked her, "Lily, what does your perfect life look like?" She thought for a moment. Then she smiled. "A small house, a garden, a bookstore, and someone who comes home to me every night." I looked at her. "Is that all?" She smiled. "That's enough for me." I wanted to tell her that I wanted the same thing. But before I could, she said something that changed everything. "Daniel, promise me something." "What?" "If we ever get separated, don't spend your whole life waiting for me." I laughed. "Why would we ever get separated?" She looked away. "Just promise me." I didn't understand, but I held out my little finger. "I promise." She hooked her finger around mine. Good. 3 months later, Lily disappeared. No goodbye, no explanation. Nothing. I called her. Her phone was switched off. I went to the bookstore. It was closed. I asked her friends. Nobody knew where she was. Days became weeks. Weeks became months. I couldn't understand. What had happened? Did she stop loving me? Had I done something wrong? I waited for almost a year. Then one day I received a message. It was from Lily. Only 3 words. "Please forget me." That was it. I called her immediately. No answer. I sent dozens of messages. Nothing. That was the last time I ever heard from her. Years passed. I tried to move on. Eventually, I met Sophia. She was kind. She was patient. She made me laugh. And slowly I fell in love with her. Not the same way I had loved Lily, but in a different way, a peaceful way. Sophia knew about Lily. I told her everything. One evening I said, "There's a part of my past I will never understand." Sophia held my hand. "You don't have to understand everything to move forward." She was right. 2 years later, I proposed to Sophia. She said yes. We planned our wedding, and finally that day arrived. I woke up early that morning. My heart was beating fast. I was nervous, excited, happy. My wedding was only a few hours away. Then someone knocked on my hotel room door. I opened it. There was a delivery man. "Are you Daniel?" "Yes." He handed me a small white envelope. "This is for you." I looked at the envelope. There was no return address, but I recognized the handwriting immediately. My heart stopped. It was Lily's handwriting. I slowly opened the envelope. Inside was a letter. The first line said, "Dear Daniel, if you are reading this, then today is your wedding day." My hands began to shake. I continued reading. "I know you probably hate me, and maybe you should. I disappeared from your life without giving you a reason. I told you to forget me, but I never stopped loving you. The truth is, I was sick, very sick. The doctors told me I needed treatment immediately. I knew there was a chance I might not survive. And I couldn't ask you to spend your life watching me suffer. I knew you would stay. That's who you are. You would have given up everything for me, and I couldn't let you do that. So I made the hardest decision of my life. I left. I wanted you to hate me because I thought it would be easier for you to forget me. But I was wrong. You deserve the truth, and today you deserve to be happy. So please don't look back. Don't cancel your wedding. Don't search for me. I want you to look at the woman waiting for you, and I want you to give her the love I know you are capable of giving. Because if there's one thing I learned, love isn't always about staying. Sometimes love means letting someone go so they can find happiness. I'm finally okay, Daniel, and I hope you are too. Thank you for loving me. Now go and love her, Lily. I couldn't move. I just stood there, holding the letter. Tears were falling from my eyes. For years, I had believed Lily had abandoned me. I had blamed her. I had wondered why she stopped loving me. But the truth was, she had loved me so much that she had chosen to break her own heart. If you were Daniel, what would you do after reading this letter? Would you try to find Lily? Or would you respect her final wish and move forward with your life? Tell me your answer in the comments. I looked at the clock. I had only 1 hour before my wedding. I could have searched for Lily. I could have tried to find her. But then I remembered her words. Now go and love her. I folded the letter carefully. I put it inside my pocket, and I went to my wedding. When I saw Sophia standing at the end of the aisle, I realized something. Lily had given me a gift, not a gift I had wanted, but one I needed. She had given me permission to let go of the past. That day I married Sophia. Years later, I opened a small photography studio, and Sophia helped me run it. One evening, while cleaning an old drawer, I found Lily's letter again. I read it one last time, then I smiled. Not because I wanted her back, but because I finally understood. Some people come into our lives and stay forever. Others come into our lives and change us forever. Lily was the second kind. She taught me that love isn't always about getting what we want. Sometimes, love is accepting that someone we once loved has become part of our past. Thank you so much for listening to today's story. If this story touched your heart, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to my channel Samiha Storyland.